You talked briefly earlier about the SALT limits and how business owners might be able to do things around the SALT limits. How does that work? I know someone actually asked a question about, that $500,000 limit in California. Maybe let's touch on SALT and how PTE falls into that.
Yeah. So before 2025, everyone could take up to $10,000 in state and local tax deductions on their tax return, which in the past, before the Cuts and Jobs Act, was not limited. So many states started introducing something called a PTE tax, which would allow business owners to make state tax payments on behalf of the individual owners. And it was a way to bypass that state and local tax cap that happened on the individual taxes. So what would happen is instead of getting a deduction on your personal return for those taxes paid, you would take a deduction on your business return for those taxes paid, and then get a credit on your state tax return for what was paid on your personal behalf by the business. So now with these new rules, we have a much higher limitation. So it's now $20,000 per person. So if you're married, your limit would become $40,000. And once you start making over $500,000, that's going to phase back down to the regular 10,000 that we had started with before this new change. And because these rules are changing, that makes it even more important to reevaluate if PTE is going to work for you, if that's something that's actually going to save you money, because it sounds great. And with like a lot of tax things, it sounds great. Why isn't it a no-brainer? Of course I should do that. But for your situation, maybe you only have $40,000 in taxes. So if you take the PTE tax instead of itemizing your deductions, by doing that, you're taking away your charitable contribution benefits, and you're taking other benefits away from yourself. So really analyzing your personal situation to make that decision each year is just so important. It's so easy to say, this sounds good, I should do it. But really thinking about your situation and understanding where you expect to be and what things are going to move the needle is just really important in tax planning overall.